one shot. That's it. That's all it took to light a fire under one of the biggest debates in sports today. We're going to break down how just one incredible play sent ripples across the entire league. So that was the man himself, Oklahoma City Thunder superstar Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, or SGA. He said this right after hitting what might go down as the biggest shot of the whole season against the Denver Nuggets. It's like he knew his shot was the answer, but the questions were just getting started. You have to understand, this wasn't just about getting a single win. No, this shot was a statement. It was like an earthquake that shook the very foundation of who runs the NBA. Because that one shot may have just locked up the NBA's most valuable player award for him. And the fallout, well, it kicked off a total firestorm of debate, leading to 3 massive arguments that we're about to get into right now. All right, so what actually happened in that game? What did SGA do that made the entire basketball world just stop in its tracks and ask, wait, is the MVP race already over? I mean, he put on an absolute clinic. And we're not just talking about scoring. He had a career-high 15 dimes, was just 1 rebound away from a triple-double, hit the game-winning dagger, and tied a record held by the legend himself, Wilt Chamberlain. This wasn't just beating the defending champs. This was a total dismantling. And that single performance, well, it immediately split all the experts right down the middle. Which brings us to our first huge debate. Did SGA just clinch the MVP with months still left in the season? So in one corner, you've got Hall of Famers like Vince Carter saying, yep, it's a done deal. He's pointing to OKC's success even with injuries, SGA's ridiculous stats, and this feeling that he just snatched the best player in the world title. But in the other corner, you have guys like Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith saying, whoa, pump the brakes. They're warning everyone not to be a prisoner of the moment, reminding us there's still a whole lot of basketball left to play. And a major reason why this race isn't over? Well, it's because there's a challenger over in Boston who's been quietly building his own MVP resume, all while carrying his team on his back. See, with his co-star Jason Tatum out with an injury, all the pressure, all of it, fell on Jaylen Brown. The big question was, could he actually be a #1 option? Could he lead a title favorite? And, well, he answered those questions with a huge yes. Now look, if you just look at the raw statistics, SGA clearly has the edge in a few categories. But Jaylen Brown's case for MVP, it's about something more than just the numbers. It's about leadership. It's about taking on that entire burden for a championship contender and keeping them at the very top. And that's exactly why he is smack in the middle of this conversation. And this is where things get really juicy. Stephen A. Smith basically threw down a challenge on national TV. He called out Jaylen Brown directly. He's got 2 massive road games coming up, one of them a head-to-head showdown with SGA himself. How he plays in those games could very well decide this whole thing. And this one-on-one rivalry, it's really just a small part of a much bigger story. It's all happening inside this huge battle for control of the Western Conference, where SGA's Thunder are trying to fight off the surging San Antonio Spurs. So who's got the edge here? On one side, you have the Spurs. They're getting hot at the absolute perfect time, and they have, well, a force of nature on their team. On the other side, you've got the Thunder, with their championship DNA and their proven ability to win no matter who is hurt. But, and this is a really big but, as Stephen A. Smith said pretty bluntly, injuries could be the one thing that decides this. The thinking is, without their #2 guy, Jalen Williams, the Thunder just don't have enough firepower to go toe-to-toe with a healthy Spurs team. And the main reason the Spurs are so feared, that brings us to our third and final debate. And it all revolves around a rookie who is literally breaking the game of basketball as we know it. That's former NBA champ Kendrick Perkins talking about the rookie Victor Wembanyama. And when he compares him to AI, he's not talking about their playing styles. He's talking about that feeling of watching something so new, so revolutionary, it almost doesn't feel real. Like watching a player created by artificial intelligence. Just try to process this skill set for a second. He's 7'5". On defense, he can shut down an entire half of the court by himself. And then on offense, he's doing Euro steps like a guard, he's bringing the ball all the way up the floor, crossing people over, hitting fadeaway jumpers, and shooting threes. It's a mix of size and skill that has, and I mean this literally, never been seen before. And that right there gets to the absolute core of the problem for every other team in the league. As Stephen A. put it, it's like watching Kevin Durant, but he's 5 inches taller. What are you supposed to do about that? How do you even begin to game plan for a player who breaks all the rules? So when you look back, that one shot by SGA did so much more than just win a game. It ripped the door wide open to a conversation about a brand new era in the NBA, one that's defined by new rivalries and unstoppable new talent. And it leaves all of us with one huge, burning question. In a league this stacked, is one perfect moment really enough to claim the crown?